Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
In a district court for the county of Washington, state of Michigan, is on session. All those candidates for the court drawn near. The Honorable Judge Simpson preside.
You may be seated. And Ms. Lundy, if you can start us, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Ashley Lonnie for the people. Your Honor, at this time, the people would waive any conflict between this honorable court and the office of the public defender. The people do not believe any conflict exists, but make a waiver for the avoidance of any doubt.
All right. Somebody, Ms. Pate.
On behalf of the public defender's office, likewise, Your Honor, our office does not believe a conflict exists between the honorable court and our office. However, if one does arise, we will do away such conflict.
All right, and the court also does not believe there's a conflict between that a conflict exists either under Michigan court rules or the cases decided thereunder. To the extent a conflict does exist, given the waivers, the court will consent to hear the matters. Court does call the case of the people versus Michelle. Is it Marinez?
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
They're on Zoom.
This is public defender, working on behalf of Ms. Marinez, who is present via Zoom. Ms. Marinez, could you please state your name for the record?
Michelle Marino.
Okay, there you are. Okay. All right, what are we doing?
Thank you, Your Honor. We're currently requesting an adjournment. We would be asking for a date after October 2nd. Or next circuit court, the first circuit court pretrial is October 2nd.
Oh, okay. So she has a circuit court pretrial, which may affect this case. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
October 16th at 9 a.m.
I'll adjourn the matter then to October 16th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond will continue. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Court calls case of the people versus Gayatri Ugalabali.
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten up either because I messed that up. I was I? Okay. Say that again.
My name is Gayatri.
Exactly what I said.
That is
All right.
Your Honor, she's here for a pretrial. Ms. Lonnie and I have spoken. We need an adjournment. There's an immigration concern that presented.
All right. How much time did you need?
October 23rd, you have a docket that day.
I don't know.
No, it's either
I don't.
16th or November 7th.
Are you okay with going to the 7th?
No, but I will. I'll adjourn the matter November 7th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court calls the case, people versus Jeanette. Is it Althuman?
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
Good morning, sir. You guys have to switch sides.
I thought he was telling me to stop.
No, you have to just switch sides.
Okay.
All right.
Your Honor, today we are set for a.
I think I need an appearance.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Everything's on behalf of Ms. Hoffman.
Your name, ma'am?
Janetta.
All right. Go ahead, Miss Lundy. I'm sorry.
No, my apologies, Your Honor. Thank you. We are set today for a pretrial. I do believe we have resolved the case. The defendant has been accepted into the 14B coverage court. So we are going to be able to resolve the case today with a plea to an added count 2 of operating while visibly impaired second offense. That's a 1-year misdemeanor, $200 to $1,000 fine with various license sanctions contrary to 257-6256B. In exchange for a plea that added count 2, count 1 will be dismissed. There is a sentencing agreement that this defendant can go into the 14B recovery court.
And has she signed in vice rights form yet?
I believe so. This is,
I don't. Yeah, I don't think she has. So. Actually, yes, we did have one. Yes, I did from arraignment. I did.
That was an accurate recitation of the offer, Your Honor.
All right, very good. May I have her sworn, please?
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to affirm the testimony you're about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
State your name.
All right. Ma'am, it is this court's understanding that you're going to plead guilty to the charge of operating while visibly impaired, second offense. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration and up to a $1,000 fine plus court costs. The court could order community service or any rehabilitative programs the court deems necessary. The court could also order you to pay the cost of the prosecution as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services, and your vehicle is subject to immobilization. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. Understanding all of that, do you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
All right, ma'am, are you having any problems hearing me?
I always have trouble with it. Sorry.
Okay, why don't we do this? We have some equipment here that may help you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I knew it couldn't be because of my soft voice, because I don't have that, so. Is that better for you? Oh, well, we don't have it on. Is it on? We might have turned it off.
And parking technology in my office.
That's nice.
Yeah, is it? Okay, so you heard all, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so you understand the maximum penalties.
Yes, sir.
All right, and understanding all of that, you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, sir.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, sir.
All right, you signed an advice of rights form previously, is that correct?
Yes.
Any question regarding any of those rights?
No, sir.
All right, if you look on the podium, there's a copy of one. Please look at paragraph 5. Now, those are your rights, which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
Yes, sir.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes, sir.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plea?
No, sir.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No, sir.
You're doing this voluntarily
Yes, sir.
and of your own free will,
Yes.
and also because you believe that you're guilty of this offense?
Yes, sir.
All right. November 1st, 2023, at the location of location.
It was residence home in Pittsfield Township, Your Honor.
On West Michigan Avenue. I see it.
5229 West Michigan Avenue, Pittsfield Township.
All right. At that location, were you operating a motor vehicle?
Yes, sir.
All right. Prior to operating that motor vehicle, had you consumed intoxicating liquor?
Yes, sir.
Do you recall what you had and how much?
I was drinking Oberon, which is a beer. And
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. How many of those did you have?
Probably 6.
All right. Were you stopped by the police or was there an accident?
Stopped by the police. He came to my house.
Okay. And were you ultimately arrested?
Yes.
And let me ask you this. Are you disputing in any way the right of the police to stop you in this case?
No.
All right. And so were you ultimately arrested?
Yes.
And were you taken to the hospital or were you taken to the?
I was taking the right over there. The jail.
Okay.
On hardback. Yeah.
All right. At some point, were you given a data mass or a breathalyzer test of some type?
Yes.
All right. And what were the results?
0.312.
And that was a blood draw, Your Honor?
It was so she had a blood draw. And it was 0.312?
For the record, people would probably contend more than 6 beers, but we'll accept it for the purposes of,
0.312.
yes.
All right. Ma'am, do you have any reason to dispute those blood test results?
No.
All right. Taking everything into consideration on that date and at that time, do you believe that your ability to operate that motor vehicle was visibly impaired due to your consumption of alcohol?
Yes.
All right. And had you previously been convicted of operating while intoxicated on or about August 24th, 2018 in the 2A District Court?
Yes. Yes.
Counsel, have I complied with the court ruling? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
People are satisfied.
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to count two. Count one is dismissed. Defendant is referred to Von Swartz for an alcohol screening and assessment and the victim's impact panel. Sentencing will be,
October 23rd at 9 a.m.
we have nothing before then. I want to get her in
October 9th.
October 9th. Because sentencing October 9th, 2024 at 9 a.m.
And Your Honor, that sentencing will take place here and then should be transferred to 14B
Yes, I will sentence her into 14B as part of her sentence.
on October 9th. Thank you. Your
Yes.
Honor.
All right. Thank you. Bond will continue with its conditions. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Court does call the case of the people versus Blade Nelson.
Ashley, one of the people.
Your Honor, Sam Bernstein, on behalf of Mr. Nelson, coming up.
Sam Bernstein, day 3.
3 of 4, Judge. You're all.
Your Honor, Lloyd Nelson.
Thank you. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are requesting a little bit more time for Mr. Nelson to work on some homework assignments to impress the prosecutor in this case.
And how much time does he need to do his homework?
We have 3 weeks, please.
I'll give you October 16th. Will that work?
That would be absolutely perfect, Your Honor. Thank you.
Absolutely, because I picked the date. October 16th, 2024, 9 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you.
Court does call the case of the people versus Thomas Hornberger.
Captain, Mr. Hornberger. And Alexander Romanski, soon to be in. Mr. Hornberger.
Is Mr. Hornberger here?
He's not. No, Your Honor.
Okay, then I'll appoint, well, I'll sign the order of withdrawal. And that way he can be responsible for the bench warrant. No, go ahead.
Your Honor, I was just recently appointed on this case yesterday afternoon. I have to have sent him an email. I also called him. I have not had any response to those communications, asking for a show of cause in this case. He has been
Well, what I'll do is I'll adjourn it out, let you try to get him. What's my next day?
October 2nd, 9 a.m.
October 2nd, 2024, 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Case people versus Kyle. Is it Sawowski?
Ashley, one of the people.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Robert Elman looking on behalf of Mr. Zawalski. Mr. Zawalski, please take your name to the record.
Zawalski.
Thank you. All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor. We are in the process of hopefully working on a resolution to this matter. I've reached out for a deviation request to Ms. Reiser, still awaiting a response. So I asked for an interview.
All right. How is you're still attending the 2A meetings
Yes, sir.
and you're on the scram, right? How's that going for you?
Perfect. No problem.
All right. So how much time did you need, Mr. Holmes?
I think the second would be appropriate, Your Honor.
I agree.
October 2nd, 2024, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
On with its conditions will continue. Thank you.
Have a great day.
You do the same, sir. Court does call the case of the people versus Brandon Padilla.
Ashley, one of the people.
Your Honor, Mr. Bogart, on behalf of Brandon Padilla, voting.
Padilla. Your name, sir?
Brandon Padilla.
Padilla. Okay, go ahead.
And thank you, Your Honor. I did have the opportunity to speak to Ms. Lundy at this time. We are requesting an adjournment in this matter. There are some additional things that the defendant is working on, so we can get back to Ms. Lundy at this point and resolve this on the next court date, Your Honor. So
All right.
That's correct, Your Honor. There was an offer available to the defendant to plead to either count 1 or count 2, and as well as count 3, depending on 1 or 2. I understand defense counsel wishes to impress me with materials to support a reduction to operating while visibly impaired. So we're required.
You're gonna try to impress Miss Lundy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Good luck on that. All right. We'll give him a little bit more time then.
Yes, sir.
October 16th. Will that work for you, council?
Perfect.
2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued with its condition. Thank you. Court does call the case of the people versus Tyson Westlake. Your name, sir? All right, what are we doing?
If you want to change some dates up for pretrial, it has been some time that I've been contacting Mr. Westlake. I do have some good contact information. Now, email, and his address. There's a CD that I need to review with him. I'm asking for the jury. I'll share the court's next available date.
October 2nd.
That would work.
During October 2nd, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued. Court does call the case people versus Larry Hoxley. Hoxie, excuse me.
Good morning, Your Honor. May I please? Teresa Sabrina, 4945, Larry Hoxie, present on Zoom and consents to proceeding via Zoom this morning. Mr. Hoxie, please state your first and last name for the record.
Larry Hoxie.
Okay, there he is. All right. All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor, today's the date and time set for, it's my understanding, arraignment pretrial. With respect to the arraignment, waive formal reading and he will stand mute.
And then having waived former reading, standing mute, court will enter a not guilty plea. All right.
Your Honor, with respect to the pretrial, I guess at this point I would be asking for an adjourned pretrial, respectfully asking for about 30 days. It's my understanding that the people have made a preliminary offer. However, I am seeking further consideration from their office at this time.
Adjourn the matter out to October 16th, 2024 at 9 a.m. or as your invite indicates. As to bond in this case, we'll set the defendant's bond at a $5,000 personal recognizance bond. I'll order standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior or possession of any weapons, no possession of any alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drug. And what store are we talking about?
Walmart.
All right.
Your Honor, for the
You
record.
are-
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, counsel.
Your Honor, I just want to note for the record that Mr. Hoxie is on a delayed sentence for similar allegations involving allegedly the same complainant. I just want to note that for the court that he is under the jurisdiction of Van Buren Township at this time as well.
Gotcha. Okay. I'll indicate that you're not to enter any Walmart in the state of Michigan. You understand that, sir?
Yes.
All right. Very good. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day to you and your staff.
You too.
Yeah, thank you.
Court does call the case, the cases of the people versus Anthony Haybecker.
Your Honor, good morning. I'm going to sit down here. Elias Muad appearing on behalf of Mr. Haybecker.
And Mr. Haybecker, can you state your name, please? Looks like he's trying to unmute.
Anthony Haybecker.
Okay, thank you. All right, what are we doing on this, Mr. Moore?
Yeah, I did file a motion to withdraw. I've gone as far as I can with this case. I've talked to Mr. Haybecker in the past regarding my thoughts. And there's just been a breakdown. So I'm asking to withdraw. I don't think he has the funds because he's in a inpatient right now facility. I would just ask that if you can assign him to somebody and see what they can do.
Mr. Haybecker, do you have any objection to your Mr. Muad's withdrawal in this case?
What Mr. Muad is failing to mention is that the victim in this case, my mother, Renee DeRusso, is the person who gave him $30,000 to represent me in another case. He picked up this case simply to account for time so that it justifies taking up more than $30,000. So there's a huge conflict of interest in that he's protecting my mother rather than me. I've given him video that he can enter into the court. He refuses to do that.
Anthony, you're gonna get in trouble.
Why is
I
he
already
interrupting
told
me?
you.
I allowed him to speak. Why is he interrupting me? I
Judge,
wasn't
if
done
he
speaking.
says what he's gonna say, he's gonna get himself in
I'll
trouble with
listen
Ms.
to him.
Lundy.
I'll
Okay,
listen to him rather
Mr.
than you.
Haybecker, Mr. Haybecker, hold on.
Yes, sir.
I'm not here to necessarily get into the reasons. It's very clear to me that there's been a breakdown here, whatever those reasons may be. I'm just asking if you have any objection to counsel withdrawing.
Absolutely not. I wanted to fire him the day I met him a year ago.
Okay, all right. So I'll grant your motion, Mr. Ward, to withdraw.
Thank you, Judge.
And you are relieved of any further obligation in court. Please, if you court an order, that effect
I will do that.
might be wise to do.
I will.
All right, Mr. Haybecker,
Yes,
are you
sir.
going to, how are you going to obtain representation or do you need to?
I would need court-appointed counsel, sir.
All right, here's what we'll do. I'll grant that motion. So what I'm going to ask you to do, Mr. Haybecker, is I'm going to ask you to hang on the line and we will get the name of an attorney that will be representing you momentarily, okay?
Yes, sir, and thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Can we?
See if the PD was ever on.
Oh, okay. I'll check him up. Mr. Haybecker, were you ever represented by the public defender or no?
No.
You were not. Oh, he was not. Okay. Then where'd they go? Why have they left my courtroom? Get me a public defender in here, please.
Yes, sir. We can watch.
And let them know they need to remain in. I don't think I want to have that conversation with them. All right, we'll be right back with you, Mr. Haybecker. We're getting a public defender in, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Court does call the case of the people versus Rebecca Jacobs.
Morning, Your Honor. Julian Poot on behalf of Rebecca Jacobs. Ms. Jacobs, please state your name.
Rebecca Jacobs.
And what are we doing on this case?
There is an offer available to the defendant to plead to an added count of operating while visibly impaired. That is the 93-day misdemeanor, $300 fine, 4 points and other license sanctions. Not sure if she wants to enter that plea today or not.
Your Honor, I did avail my client of the offer and she does wish to accept it.
And operating while visibly impaired is count two.
Yes, Your Honor. Just double check. Should be an added count 2 and then a dismissal of count 1 operating while intoxicated.
Yes.
There are no other agreements.
All right. Ma'am, can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, state your name for the record, please.
Rebecca Jacobs.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Ma'am, it is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading guilty to the charge of operating while visibly impaired. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, up to a $300 fine plus court costs. The court could order community service and any rehabilitative services the court deems necessary and could order your vehicle immobilized. Court could also order you to pay the cost of the prosecution as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services. You understand all of that, ma'am?
I do.
And understanding that, do you still wish to plead guilty?
I do.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes.
Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that?
I do.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
I do.
Are you on probation or parole?
I am not.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead to this charge?
No,
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
no,
You're doing this voluntarily
I am.
of your own free will
Yes,
and because you believe that you are indeed guilty of this offense?
yes,
On the date of November 11, 2023, at the location of Michigan Avenue near Hunt Club Drive, Pittsfield Township, Washington County, State of Michigan, were you operating a motor vehicle?
yes,
Prior to operating that motor vehicle, did you consume intoxicating liquor?
I did.
What'd you have and how much?
I had whiskey and ginger ale. I want to say like 3 or 4 drinks.
All right. Were you stopped by the police or was there an accident?
I was stopped
Why did the police stop you?
for speeding.
All right. You're not disputing the right of the police to stop you in this case, are you?
I'm not.
All right. Were you ultimately arrested?
Yes,
And were you taken to the station or the hospital for blood draw?
I was taken to the station.
All right. And there was a breath test?
Yes,
And what were the results of that breath test?
0.14 and then 0.15.
All right. Do you have any reason to dispute those breath test results?
No,
Taking everything into consideration on that date and at that time, do you believe that your ability to operate that motor vehicle was visibly impaired due to your consumption of alcohol?
yes,
Also, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
People are satisfied.
Satisfied, Your Honor.
All right, court will accept the defendant's plea to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Defendant is referred to probation. Well, referred
Your
to
Honor-
bonds. Go ahead, counsel.
Your Honor, I already had my client get screened by Mr. Statman, and my client's already followed all the recommendations, including completing.
Well, we don't
IOP.
so that you understand, I don't use Mr. Statman, but if it's going to be acceptable to my probation department, that's fine. But you
Okay.
need to know that. So
Okay.
I'm referring her to Von Swart. If you talk to probation and that's acceptable, that will be fine for an alcohol screening and assessment and the victim's impact panel. Sentencing in this matter will be
October 23rd at 9 a.m.
October 23rd, 2024, 9 a.m. Ma'am,
Your Honor, my
hold on
client.
Go ahead, counsel.
Your Honor, sorry, my client advised that she's not available on the 23rd. It could have possibly be done on the 16th.
No, I don't do that on the 16th. When's my? Well, she's already got, let's do the 9th. October 9th,
That's fine, Your Honor.
October 9th, 2024, 9 a.m. Ma'am, hold on the line. I'm going to put you into a breakout room with our probation intake so that they can begin the process for sentencing.
okay.
All right?
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let me recall this and then we'll do the interpreter case. Court does recall the case, People versus Anthony Haybecker. Mr. Haybecker, you there still? Can you unmute, sir? You'll get it. Yep, you got it the
Okay.
last time. There you go.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
My phone has a
Okay.
crack in the screen. I apologize.
No, it's okay. It's okay. What I'm gonna do is, I'm going to make this a public defender case. So Ms. Pate, is it Habecker? Is that right?
You have it correct? Yes, sir.
All right.
This is a public defender, Natalie Kay, with my behalf, Mr. Habecker.
All right.
Yes.
What I will do, so you're now represented by the public defender's office. I will adjourn your hearing out to October 2nd, 2024, 9 a.m. Let me give you a phone number for you to call, sir, okay, so that they get your information.
Yes, sir.
All right, area code 734
Yes.
222
Yes.
6970.
6970. Thank you.
Yes, sir. And when you call them, make sure that they know who, of course, who you are, and then give them a good phone number for you and also a valid email address so they can get in contact with you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. And I do that right away.
I will do that.
Okay. Thank you. We'll see you on the second.
Take care.
Bond continued. Thank you. Court does call the case, People versus Mikhail Panasanovic.
Суд вызывает дело Михаила Панасенкова.
Good morning, Madam Interpreter. Can you please raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you solemnly swear to affirm that you will interpret accurately, completely, and impartially, using your best skill and judgment, translate from English into Russian and from Russian into English in the manner now before the court? So help you God.
Yes, I swear.
Thank you.
All right. Good morning, Madam Interpreter.
Доброе утро.
Доброе утро. Court does call the case, People versus Mikhail Panasenko, I think is how.
Вызывается дело Михаила Панасенкова.
Ashley Lomby for the people.
Ronald Bruce.
Рональд Брус представляет интересы Михаила Панасенкова и Эшли Лонди, прокурор.
Hey, what are we doing on this case?
Что мы делаем по этому делу?
Judge, would the court consider giving us that October 16th date? My client has court in front of Judge Barr next week. I have had an offer from Miss London, would like to try to get some kind of global resolution on all his matters.
Нам предлагается, прокурорам предлагается следующий день заседания, 16 октября, и мы пытаемся выработать резолюцию решения данного дела.
All of these matters are adjourned to October 16th, 2024, 9 a.m. or as your invite indicates.
Таким образом, дело откладывается до 16 октября, 9 часов утра.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Interpreter.
Thank you.
That it for this block? All right. Okay, fantastic. Court's gonna stand in recess. Don't you two fight.
All right. 14A District Court of the County of Washington, State of Michigan is now back in session.
You may be seated. You're bringing it around. Can't call one without. I'm gonna give it a shot. Sir, court calls the case, People versus Zakia Davenport.
Conrad Sullivan, on behalf of Township.
Who is this? It's Miss Willis.
Yeah.
All right, hold on Davenport. We can bring her. Court does call the case, People versus Asika, excuse me, Willis.
That's the one, people.
Carl, on behalf of Ms. Willis.
Assistant Public Defender Devin King, also on behalf of Ms. Willis, the case ending 1808.
Okay. And what are we doing?
As to my case 1809, Ms. Willis was up for preliminary exam on her felonies yesterday. I represent her on one of her felonies, the 24 case. Both of those matters were waived up to circuit court. They're up for pre-trial on October 2nd. We are working on a global resolution. I spoke to prosecutors good after yesterday. We're working on a global. So I would ask that this case be adjourned until after the 2nd. And I would like to be heard as to bond when the court finds it appropriate.
All right.
I would be joining that request, Your Honor.
All right. So what I will do, I'll adjourn this to
Yes.
October 16th, 2024, 9 a.m. Ma'am, what's your name? I'm sorry, I didn't know. Thank you. October 16th, 2024, 9 a.m. As to bond.
So, Your Honor, Ms. Willis has expressed she's got an interest in attending inpatient treatment. She's asking to be released to treatment whenever available. She's currently doing the dog farm in jail treatment. The bond on her other cases, the felonies as well as the have been changed to allow release to treatment. We're asking that this morning.
You send the orders and I'll sign the orders on these cases.
Thank you, Your
I
Honor.
don't have a problem with that.
Your Honor, is the 9 a.m. firm that I have to be in front of?
If she is in custody, it will likely take place at 10.
Okay, that'll work. I have to be
All
here.
right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. The Kia Davenport.
I'm sorry.
However, on behalf of Ms. Davenport. Not sure, is Ms. Davenport on Zoom?
She is not.
Your Honor, I've not been able to contact Ms. Davenport. Does the court show if her license is valid or not?
Well, you think she's out just driving?
No, I think she's out paying her bills off.
Is that what you, okay, I see.
I have faith in my clients, Judge.
Yes. Glad you have faith. That's a negative.
Your Honor, given the nature of the charges, I would ask for either a show cause or an adjournment. And I believe this was originally set for 1 o'clock, then it was moved. I'm not sure if she got an older notice that wasn't updated. She may try to log in at 1 o'clock today. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Bench warrant 5,000, 10%. I won't have that issue until the 20th.
Gotta try.
2024. Thank you. Case people versus Darrell Frederick.
Still Township.
State your name for the record, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Frederick is being held on several other matters. We're respectfully requesting an adjournment to get the store video in this case. One of these cases that I've read.
What else is he being held on?
He's being held on sorry, Your Honor. He's being held on some pending felony matters.
Roberts, Your Honor. Armed robbery.
Maybe it's all and drop. But.
So October 16th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond will continue in this matter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court does call the case of the people versus Karina Castillo.
On behalf of the Township.
Castelo. No, I don't see Castelo in the program. I don't know she's going to. They provide a license.
Ms. Castillo,
Yes,
do you have a camera?
yeah,
Turn it on.
hello.
Can you turn your camera on?
Is it on?
No.
Huh?
No, it's not on. There you are. Okay, now we have you. All right.
I am asking for an adjournment. I didn't have contact with Ms. Becker prior to today. Also having text issues with our video, Mr. Stoller. So I need time to get the media working as well.
I'll adjourn the matter October 2nd, 2024, 9 a.m. Continue. Let's call the cases of the people versus Devonathan Gibson. 2 cases.
Good morning, this is Public Number 1, Mary Ann Housing, Mr. Simpson, Mr. Gibson, please state your name for the record.
Thank you. Good morning, sir.
Here we approach.
You may.
Okay, Your Honor, we did have a bunch of conversation for that. I did relay the information to my client. I believe he wants to plead no contest to the bond violation today.
All right. Is that correct, sir? Yes. All right. And you understand that you would be entitled to a hearing, but you're not wishing to have a hearing on those. Is that correct? All right. Court will accept no contest to bond violations. As far as the sentencing on the bond violations, since he's up for sentencing next week, the court will wrap any sentence in terms of the bond violations into the sentence imposed on the primary case, so you won't have 2 separate things to deal with. We'll inform probation of that, so when they write up the recommendation, they'll take that into account. Okay? All right. Thank you. Bond will continue.
Thank you.
Let's call the case of the people versus Angela Barber.
This is Public Number 1, Yeah, we have come to a resolution. Ms. Barber is going to be pleading no contest to count 2 in exchange for dismissal of counts 1 and 3. The reason being civil liability because of crash. This incident.
That is the correct recitation of the plea offer to plead count 2. I believe what defense counsel said. Yes, he's operating while intoxicated, the dismissal of count 1, operating with presence of controlled substance, and alcohol container, count 1 and count 2 were charged in the alternative.
Got it. Okay. May I have her sworn?
Solemnly swear to affirm the testimony about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. State your name.
Angela Barber.
All right, ma'am, it is this court's understanding that you're going to plead no contest to the charge of operating while intoxicated. That is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days of jail, $500 fine plus court costs. Court could also order community service or any rehabilitative programs the court deems necessary, could order your vehicle immobilized, could order you to pay the cost of the prosecution as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services. You understand all of that?
Yes.
All right, and understanding all of that, you still wish to plead guilty or plead no contest? Do you understand what a no contest plea is? All right, 2 things I have to make sure that you understand. It first of all means that you're not further desirous or wanting to contest this charge. You understand that? Second thing you need to understand is that for purposes of sentencing, the court will treat you the same as though you had pled guilty. All right. Still wish to plead no contest? And to that charge, how do you plead? Now, you understand that by pleading no contest, you'll not have a trial of any kind. You signed an advice of rights form today, is that correct? Any question regarding any of those rights? Please look at paragraph 5. You'll see a copy on the podium. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand by pleading no contest, you're giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
Yes.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes, sir.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, sir.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No, sir.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you? You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will.
Yes.
All right. Court has been provided Michigan Department of State Police report for their case number 678522. Any objection to the court having reviewed that report?
None from the people.
No, Your Honor.
There's one thing I just wanted to make sure of. What I don't have in the report is a BAC.
I believe at the time of the test for BAC it was 0.07.
With the accident.
Correct.
And Your Honor, there was a provost letter done, I believe, in this case to obtain medical information about the defendant at the time of the crash that was contained within her medical records related to her alleged criminal activity, which I think defense would stipulate had sufficient alcohol and or drugs to substantiate and make proof beyond a reasonable doubt that she was operating while intoxicated by one of those two substances.
Correct.
So you stipulate to that? All right, based upon a review of the report, the court does find that there's a sufficient factual basis in which the court could determine the defendant's guilt of this offense. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. People,
Thank you.
court will accept the defendant's plea to this charge. Defendant referred to Von Schwartz for an alcohol screening and assessment and the victim's impact panel. Sentencing in this matter will be
October 23rd at 9 a.m.
October 23rd, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond will continue. Make sure to stop down at the probation department on your way out. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court does call the case of the people versus Trey McAllister.
Pastor, one of the people.
Good morning, Official Public Defender, Mark Perry, on behalf of Mr. McAllister, please state your name.
Good morning, my name is Trey Lamar McAllister.
All right.
Your Honor, we're here for a pre-trial. Mr. McAllister is going to plead as guilty. He's maxed out on this charge, so we ask for immediate sentencing.
He's going to plead guilty.
He's going to plead no contest.
Okay.
Civil.
And the people have no objection to me is to say yes, he has served more than the maximum amount of time on this case.
Is there restitution?
I don't believe so. I think
I don't believe so either, but I'll double check right now, Your Honor.
All right. Evan Sawyer.
Yes, Your
He did.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to affirm the testimony about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Trey Lamar McAllister.
Sir, it is this court's understanding you're going to plead no contest to the charge of retail fraud third degree. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs. Fine could be increased at 3 times the value of the property taken. If that's greater than $500, that would become the maximum fine. You understand that?
I don't.
All right. You understand what a no contest plea is?
Yes, I do.
All right. 2 things I need to make sure you understand it. First of all, it means that you're not further desirous or wanting to contest this charge. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Second thing you need to understand is that for purposes of sentencing, the court will treat you the same as though you had pled guilty. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Still wish to plead no contest?
Yes, I do.
And to that charge, how do you plead? Now, you understand that by pleading no contest, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, I do.
You signed an advice of rights form previously? Or no? All right. You understand that because you're not having a trial, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent and not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that, sir?
Yes, I do.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
Yes, I am. I believe so. I just got, on probation with, Alamo.
All right. Were you on probation in July of this year? Or July of last year? Okay. Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead? Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No, sir.
You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will? All right. Court has been provided and has reviewed Pittsfield Township Department of Public Safety report for their case number 23-9627. Any objection to the court having reviewed that report?
There's no objection from the people, and on another review of that report this morning, I do see that, I was mistaken, that there's a total amount of restitution of $168 that's contained towards the end of the report.
Okay, and I want to make sure, actually, no, the report that I would actually, having reviewed, is there case number? No, I had the 23, I'm right. Okay, because he had another one.
It's contained in the Meyer incident report, is that right?
Yes, the 3825 Carpenter, all right. Okay, so there's no objection to me having reviewed the report. All right, based upon a review of that report, the court does find that the defendant sufficient facts that the defendant is guilty of this offense. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant?
People are satisfied.
The court will accept the defendant's plea of no contest to this charge. How much, you said there was how much in restitution?
I see two different numbers here. There's one for $170 and some change, and in the body of the report, they list $168.86. So I would go with the $168.86 to give the benefit of the doubt to which is correct.
All right. Anything you want to say before I impose sentence, sir?
No, I just apologize for the incident, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to clear it up.
Sent to the court, $125 state funds, 93 days in jail, credit 93 served. I will order restitution payable to Meyer, through the court in the amount of $168.86. Thank you. Case People versus Adiva Benton.
Good morning, this is Public Defender Lawrence Gurney on behalf of Ms. Benton. Ms. Benton, can you state your name for the record, please?
Adivia Ben.
Your Honor, we're asking to set this for final settlement.
Jury final settlement conference will be October 18th, 2024, 9 a.m. Jury selection, October 21st, 2024, 8:30. Both of those proceedings are in person.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Court calls case People versus Christopher Minor.
So, excuse me, on behalf of the township.
Oh, okay.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lawrence Gurney on behalf of Mr. Meyer. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Thank you.
Your Honor, we did have a resolution today, however, I need to do my due diligence. Mr. Meyer, has had other cases where he's been found incompetent or not guilty for reason of insanity. So I apologize, Mr. Minor. He wanted the plea to resolve this case today, but I need to do some more digging. So I'd ask for an adjournment of this case.
All right. How much time would that take you to?
He's being held on multiple other felonies. Unfortunately, I don't expect him to be released anytime soon.
October 16th.
Perfect, thank you.
2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you. You're seeing this judge tomorrow. You're seeing this Judge Simpson tomorrow. Yeah.
Court calls case People versus Shalette Eads.
Good morning, Your Honor. Alexa, attorney asking permission to practice pursuant to Michigan Court Rule 8.120 under the supervision of Assistant Public Defender Lawrence.
Okay. Permission to practice is granted.
Alexa, there's on behalf of Ms. Eads. Don't believe she is present. We have a few different phone numbers that we tried to call to no avail. Did leave a message with a gentleman.
Did Perrini set you up?
No.
No, did she?
No.
Did she give you the case before this happened?
We've had this case for a couple of weeks now.
You?
Yeah,
Oh, so she gave it to you
Yeah.
today or before?
before.
Okay, so it's your fault she's not here.
Miss Eads was previously in custody and she found it out.
She's just gonna ignore my statement. That's fine.
Please, for the record, are you seeking an adjournment?
Yes, bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. She's had previous bench warrants. 5,000, 10%. That warrant will issue immediately.
Thank you.
Calls case of the people versus Mark Elkins.
Good morning, it's Supposed Defender Lawrence, on behalf of Mr. Elkins. Mr. Elkins, please state your name for the record.
Mark Allen Elkins.
There you go. Thank you, sir.
I've not had contact with Mr. Elkins. Mr. Elkins, you can call the public defender's office and update your phone number. We may have the number of your mom, but I don't have a number for you.
The 622 number should be my phone.
Okay.
Is that what?
Okay. My colleague just informed me we did get a good number when he arrived in court today.
Oh, okay. All right. So let me do this, Mr. Elkins. Let me adjourn this out on October 2nd, 2024, 9 a.m. or as the invite indicates, so you can talk with your attorneys before doing anything. Okay.
And Your Honor, there is an offer to resolve this case, complete your retail fraud, the 3rd degree and 93-day misdemeanor, and dismiss the 1-year retail fraud, 2nd degree.
Got it. Okay. Talk with your attorneys and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Court calls case, the people versus Nyla Frazier.
That's a lot of people.
Is that it for?
I'd like to first give attorney on behalf of Ms. Nyla Frazier, who should be appearing via Zoom. Can you unmute and state your name for the record, please?
Nyla Frazier.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we'd be asking for an adjournment. We're having a little bit of discovery issues on this case, and we are researching a potential conflict and waiting to hear back from management on that issue.
I don't know what that means. You don't either, do you? They told you what to say, didn't they?
We have no access to any report or ticket currently on the case, and we're looking into seeing if we can find that. And then there may be a potential conflict based on conversations.
So hold on, I just want to make sure. It may be a situation where the people sent the information, but you can't find it.
I spoke with Ms. Lonnie and she indicated that it was a ticket only case, so we don't know if it exists.
Got it.
And Your Honor, for the record, that is what I indicated in the defense counsel, because the ticket only case did not come through my office. And I told her that her client should have a copy of the ticket that was issued to her. And I can try to reach out to the trooper as a favor to see if there's any additional information, but that I don't have anything on ticket only cases. It's under an email explaining that process and how it works. So I would disagree with the characterization that there are discovery issues going on in this case.
Wow, I knew she was going to take offense when you said it that way. So I was trying to avoid it, but it didn't work. So I'll adjourn it out. Here's what I'm going to do, because we're all going to try to help you out because we think you're being set up by parenting. I'm going to adjourn it to October 2nd, 2024, 9 a.m. The defendant's bond will continue, and I'll have my staff give you a copy of the ticket.
Thank you.
We'll solve your discovery issue. How about?
There's one more. They had to go down to get him.
Oh, okay, got it. Court does call the case, people versus Ghulam. Is it Jabari? Is it Gunbari? Yes, it may be. Gunbari.
Good morning, this is Supposed Defender Lawrence, on behalf of Mr. Yard. State your name for the record.
Okay.
Your Honor, we did receive an offer. Mr. Gambari would like to consult with private counsel, so I'm asking for a lengthier adjournment if possible.
And of course, no objection. There exists an order. Do I second the offer to first? Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so is he seeking to hire counsel or is he just consulting with somebody else?
Informing, looking to hire counsel.
All right, I'll give you time to do that, but this is the only adjournment I give for that purpose. So you'll need to do it quickly because I'll adjourn it to October 16th, 2024, 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bond with its conditions will continue. Go ahead.
Regarding bond, Mr. Gabari, would like me to request, the stop to drug alcohol testing. He cannot afford the $12, that is costing him. He says he's testing every 4 days, so.
This is it, right, because this is a operating while intoxicated second.
Yes.
I'm not gonna change anything.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Court does call the case People versus Tyler Gower.
National Action People. This is a public defender Natalie Tate with on behalf of Mr. Gower, who is present via Zoom. Sir, could you please unmute and state your name for the record?
Tyler John Gower.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. There's a resolution in this matter which Mr. Gower will be pleading under MCL 2.7.326, allowing an ineligible person to drive in exchange for the original capital. That is an accurate recitation of the plea agreement, Your Honor.
Gower, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your name for the record, sir.
Tyler John Gower.
All right, you can put your hand down. Sir, it is this court's understanding you're going to plead guilty to the charge of allowing an ineligible driver to operate a motor vehicle. That is a misdemeanor. It is punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a $100 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Still wish to plead guilty?
I do.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
I understand.
All right. Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that, sir?
Yes.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right?
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will?
I am.
And because you believe that you're guilty of this offense?
Yes.
February 14, 2022. US 23 near US 23 crossover in Ann Arbor Township, Washtenaw County, state of Michigan. Did you have custody or control of a motor vehicle?
Yes.
Did you allow someone who was otherwise ineligible to operate that motor vehicle that may have included yourself?
Yes.
Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
People satisfied. Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Sir, anything you want to tell me before I impose sentence?
No, I appreciate your time and thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Fines and costs of $250. I'll suspend 90 days in jail. When can you get that paid, sir?
I could pay it today.
Okay. Why don't I do this? Pay it by Monday, the 23rd, okay?
Okay.
And you can pay it online. Is that how you were intending on doing that, or?
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay. So if you look on the screen, you'll see a QR code.
Oh, okay.
It should have, you see that?
Yeah.
You can use that QR code. It'll take you right to the site to make the payment.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Pretty fancy, huh?
Yeah, it is.
All right.
Have a good
Take
day.
care, sir. You too. Court calls the case, People versus Brooklyn Gray.
Ms. Gray, who should be present via Zoom. Could you please unmute and state your name for the record, ma'am?
She's there.
Brooklyn Gray.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh.
All right, what are we doing?
Thank you, Your Honor. We're very close to resolution of this case. We're respectfully requesting a 3 to 4 week adjournment so that Ms. Gray can get some documentation of her vehicle.
October 16th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank- Thank you, ma'am. Court calls the case, People versus Timothy Haslam.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'd like to serve the attorney on behalf of Mr. Hassan. Should be present via Zoom.
Is he here? Oh, there he is.
Yes,
State your name, sir.
Timothy Haslam.
Thank you. All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor, we'll be seeking an adjournment. I will request a video this morning from Ms. Wood. We're just waiting to go see if there's any video on the case.
Just this morning? Why this morning and not before?
Because we were also waiting to see if there was a potential resolution on the case.
Without the video? Really? October 16th, 2024, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
Are they back up yet? Pardon? They're not back up yet? All right, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna step off. We got one more in custody, but I'll hear it right in the next block. I think that's the best thing we do.
Who's the last person in custody?
I don't know.
Joseph Thompson. It's this one.
Okay. Yeah, I'm worried.
What's the name? What's the name?
Joseph Thompson.
Really, people?
He was in the 11 o'clock.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yes.
Everybody okay?
Yep.
All right, I'm in recess.
Fourteen day district court, County of Washington, State of Michigan, now back in session, the honorable Judge Simpson, exception preside.
You may be seated. You know, take. Are they out yet or no?
There, we're coming in.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I see that. Court calls the case, People versus Joseph Thompson.
Special line for people.
Your name, sir?
Joseph Thompson, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
Daryl.
Or Daryl? Okay. Probably not the question to ask you, but I'm sorry. All right. You're here on an arraignment, Mr. Thompson. On a complaint that alleges that on or about May 26, 2024, at the location of 2201 Hogback Road, Pittsfield Township, Washington County, State of Michigan, that's the Washington County Jail, that you did make an assault or an assault and battery upon a Joshua Perkovich. That's commonly known as assault and or assault and battery. Do you understand the nature of that charge, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs. You understand the maximum penalties. Probably also have to advise you that a consecutive sentence in this case could be imposed under statute if the assault occurred in a place of confinement, that being the jail. So this could be a consecutive sentence. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. So the first question I have for you, sir, is do you wish to be represented by an attorney?
Yes, sir.
All right. On other matters that you have, are you represented by the public defender's office?
Yes, sir.
All right. So this is a public defender case.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'd like to serve on behalf of Mr. Thompson. We will waive any further reading and stand mute for the charges.
Defendant having waived former reading, standing mute, the court will enter a not guilty plea on his behalf. How many other matters are you held on, sir? Well, let me ask you this. You have a bond on those other matters or?
Not for my probation.
I
have a bond for the charge and not for my probation.
So is it your bond denied on that or?
This was never given a bond for probation, I guess, or like.
Okay, here's what I'll do. First thing is I'll adjourn this matter to October 2nd, 2024, 9 a.m. or as your invite indicates. I'll set your bond in this case as a $5,000, 10% bond. That way you're getting credit at this point. Okay, sir. Order standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior or possession of any weapons or anything fashioned to be a weapon. There's to be no possession or consumption of any alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drug. All right, and we'll leave it there, and then we'll figure out everything is. I guess I could, but I will, I guess, but I think you're gonna be in there a while. Is that correct? So, but I guess I'll order it. I don't know that's gonna make much of a difference. So I'll order no contact with Joshua Perkovich. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
All right.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Court does call the case of the people versus Ibrahima Diko. There's a French interpreter. May we have her sworn, please? Oh, the defendant's not present. All right, hold on, Madam Interpreter.
Okay.
I'll call that case. Ibrahima Diko? They are not here.
This is going to be a double parking resolution and he's giving me permission to admit responsibility.
Gotcha. Okay. Then what I will do, Madam Interpreter, thank you very much. I don't think we're going to need you today. Always a pleasure seeing you. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.
All righty.
So Your Honor, I'm going to get down to the department. Defense counsel is going to admit responsibility on behalf of the client. Accept that and proceed with charge.
And you do have authority to do so
Yes,
and do admit to the double parking?
I do.
Court will accept that admission to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Fines and cost of $180. When can that be paid?
He's asking for 2 weeks.
No. Okay. Pay by October 4th. Okay. Thank you. Court calls the case of the people versus Emmanuel Boy.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
And Deborah also on behalf of the Spirit Annual Board. Please state your name.
Come to an agreement to run an ad count 2 of parking. Responsibility to add count 2, and you accept that and dismiss the original charge.
It is our understanding, Your Honor, if you would like, we do have a signed advice.
I do not need that, but as to the arraignment for technical purposes, you wait formal reading, stand mute.
Yes.
All right, defendant never wait formal reading, standing mute. As to the original charge, court will enter not guilty plea. And sir, do you admit responsibility to the fact that on or about August 14, 2024, Washington Avenue in Pittsfield Township, Washington County, State of Michigan, that you double parked a motor vehicle? All right, court will accept that admission. Count 2, count 1 is dismissed. Fines and cost of $180. When can you pay that?
You can pay it today, Your Honor.
Today? Fantastic. Pay that today and you're all set.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Calls the case of the people versus Anthony Miller.
On behalf of Mr. Miller, who I don't believe is present.
We don't have him. Anthony Miller, not here. Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear.
Your Honor, I will note for the record that the defendant previously been forwarded in 2020 and then was arraigned on this file in 2024. The court had originally ordered a $7,500 bench warrant, but the magistrate gave a PR.
I do see that. Bench warrant will issue. Defendant's failure to appear. I'll do a 5,000. I'll give a 10% privilege, but that warrant will issue immediately. Court calls case People versus Manuel Ramirez.
That's the one for people.
Good morning, this is Nova Defender Warren Party on behalf of Ms. Ramirez. Just Ramirez, please say your name.
Manuel Ramirez.
You know, we are seeking an adjournment. I did speak with Ms. Loggy. We're gonna try to get Mr. Ramirez into treatment before a reduction is made, or a misdemeanor offer is made. I mean, reduction, you know what I'm saying.
I got you. Okay.
Nate, great.
How much time are you gonna need to get that done?
I asked for the 16th day, just so
All
we
right.
can get him assessed and get him into some place if possible.
Turn it October 16th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued. Thank you. Case People versus Amanda Reese.
And hey, on behalf of Ms. Reese, who may be present via Zoom. Ms. Reese, can you please state your full name for the record?
Amanda Reese.
Thank you, Your Honor. We are respectfully requesting an adjournment. There is an offer in this case that I just got Ms. Reese's new phone number this morning, so I have been unable to discuss that offer with her. To that end, I've asked for an adjournment.
She needs to turn herself in. There was a September 11th, she didn't appear for sentencing, I think.
Yep.
And there's a bench warrant currently outstanding.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor. Does the public defender office represent her on that matter?
I do believe so, yes. Hold on. Who? Mr. Drukas may be representing her on that one.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Drukas? Yes. All right. So when is she going to turn herself in?
Ms. Reese, were you able to hear that?
I won't be in the Ypsilanti Ann Arbor area until Monday.
Ms. Reese, would you be able to turn yourself into the Washington County Jail on the outstanding bench warrant on Monday?
Yeah, I can.
Anyone for the record, she has another warrant on 14B with a $50,000 bond.
Ma'am, where are you right now?
Right now, I am in Inkster, child sitting my autistic nephew.
All right. Here's what I'm gonna do on the case that she's here. Defendant is to report to the Washington County Jail. You're to report to the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today on this case. If you don't, then a bench warrant in this matter will issue without bond.
Okay.
So you need to get to the Washington County Jail by then, and then we can take care of that. This case, and you will be able to take care of your 14B warrant.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just because there's no set pretrial date yet.
I'm not gonna set another pretrial date. She's gotta turn herself in, otherwise there's gonna be a warrant on this one too.
Understood, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Court calls case People versus Samantha Saracena.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, this is Public Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Ms. Saracena.
What? How is that pronounced? Never mind, ma'am. How do you pronounce? How do you state your name? Could you
Samarasinha.
state your name?
Samantha Samarasinha.
See, that's what I said. Samra.
The A is silent?
It's Samra Singer, yeah.
Okay.
The A is silent. There are like 4 of them, but don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I don't know why she asked that. All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we're asking for an adjournment. I'd like to get some mitigation over to Ms. Lonnie and for some further plea negotiation.
October 2nd, 2024, 9 a.m. Continued.
Thank you.
Court
Thank you,
calls
Your
the
Honor.
case People versus Umari Taylor.
On behalf of Ms. Taylor. Ms. Taylor, can you unmute and state your name for the record, please?
Umari Lindsay.
Oh, this is the case where she changed her name and it was charged under her.
Yeah, because I don't go by Taylor. I go by Lindsay.
I'm sorry. What'd you
I
say?
go by Lindsay. I don't go by Taylor.
Gotcha. Okay, well, we have it under Taylor, so you're gonna have to try to do something about that. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, we do it wrong. We're actually for the final vote.
Jury final settlement conference will be set October 18th, 2024 at 9 a.m. Jury selection, October 21st, thank you, 2024 at 8:30. Both of those proceedings are in person. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Court calls case People versus Craig Tomko.
Excuse me, Assistant Public Defender Natalie Caitlin, on behalf of Mr. Tomko, should be present via Zoom. It's under Craig Stephen.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Craig Tomko?
Yes, sir.
All right, do you have a camera?
I do, yes.
Okay, there you are. State your name, please, sir.
Craig Tomko.
Thank you. All right, what are we doing on this?
Thank you, Your Honor. We're asking for the 2 to 3 week adjournment from plea negotiations.
It was a rain, like. I'll adjourn the matter October 2nd, 2024, 9 a.m. or as your invite indicates. See if we can get this resolved. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Court calls case People versus John Brown.
Senator Silver on behalf of Eastfield County.
4 cases.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Caitlin, on behalf of Mr. Brown, who is present via Zoom. Sir, can you please unmute and state your name for the record?
John Brown. What are we doing?
Thank you, Your Honor. There is a resolution in this case to which Mr. Brown, in case ending in 0978, will be pleading.
0970.
Oh, 70, sorry, Your Honor. 0970, Mr. Brown will be pleading to MCL 257.326, and in exchange, count 1. Case.
Hang on. He's gonna do a 326. Count 1 is dismissed on this case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
And in exchange, the remaining 3 cases will also be dismissed in their entirety.
That's correct.
Mr. Brown, can you raise your right hand?
Yes, sir.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
State your name again for the record, please.
John Davis Brown.
All right. Sir, it is this court's understanding that you're going to plead guilty to the charge of allowing in allowing an ineligible driver to operate a motor vehicle. That is a
Yes.
misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days and $100 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Yes.
Understanding that, you still wish to plead?
Yes.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes.
Because of that, you're also giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that?
Yes.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right?
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, I'm not.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today to get you to plead?
No, they didn't.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No, Your Honor.
You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will?
Yes.
And also because you believe that you're guilty of this offense?
Yes.
July 17, 2024, at the location of Ellsworth Road, Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan. Did you have custody or control of a motor vehicle?
Yes.
Did you allow someone who was otherwise ineligible to operate that motor vehicle?
Yes.
Counsel, have I complied with the court rule?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea to count 2, dismissing count 1 in the case ending in 0970. Cases ending in 1342, 0884, and 0971 are dismissed pursuant to the plea agreement. Sir, is there anything you want to say before I impose sentence?
I apologize to the courts and Your Honor, I apologize to you.
All right. Fines and costs of $250. I'll suspend 90 days in jail. When can you get that paid, young man?
I'm gonna try to get it paid as soon as possible. If I can ask for like some time to.
When do you think you can get it paid?
I need like a few weeks.
Okay, if I give you to the end of October, you think you can do that?
Yes.
Okay. I'll make it payable by October 31st, 2024. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. You can log off now.
Court calls the case, People versus Daniel Burton.
Officer, Student Attorney, on behalf of Mr. Burton, be present via Zoom.
Why are they doing this to you?
Your Honor, I did have contact with Mr. Burton and I did exchange various emails. I did email him the Zoom link, so I have no explanation for why.
So you did have his email address?
I did, yes.
All right.
For the record, we were going to seek an adjournment because he was seeking additional time to pay off some tickets to try to obtain a valid license.
Okay, but he's got to be here. We had to issue a warrant back in March on him. And then one in July 2021. So bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond is set the amount of $5,000. Give a 10% privilege on that. That warrant will issue immediately.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Antonio Cherry.
Under this order, on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good morning, this is Supposed for the Warren Perry on behalf of Mr. Cherry. Mr. Cherry has a valid permit and there is a resolution for double parking. He's given me permission to admit responsibility on his behalf.
That's correct, Your Honor, so I move to add count 2 of double parking. You accept that admission, move to dismiss original charge.
And Ms. Perroni, you do on behalf of your client admit responsibility to double parking on the date and time in question.
I did.
Court will accept that admission. 2 count 1 is dismissed. Fines and cost of $180. When can that be paid?
It took me for 4 weeks. He's not on fixing. He really wanted 3 months, but I said I would.
Okay, then you've done good, Miss Maroney. October 31st, 2024. Thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Devin Collins.
It's a public defender, Natalie Pate, on behalf of the Collins. Via Zoom.
And be negatory.
Your Honor, I had not heard from Mr. Collins this week until last night. He did leave me a voicemail, and then I did text with him again this morning for the Zoom link. We were going to ask for an adjournment. I did expect him to be here today. For the record, I would request an adjournment.
Bench warrant relation for the defendant's failure to appear. We've issued 3 previous warrants and he doesn't appear. Bond 5,000. We'll give a 10% privilege that this warrant will issue immediately.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls case of the People versus Kayla Walden. This is an arraignment.
Yes, Your Honor. We were here previously a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Weren't sure about notice.
Yeah, I'm not sure. She got a warrant initially back in 2023. Then she sent in a plea by mail with a new address. So we sent that notice to the new address that she had on plea by mail. She's not here. I would show cause her, but there's a previous warrant in this matter. And she actually gave us the address to send it to. So I'm going to issue a bench warrant. We'll set it aside if she decides to show up. On 5,000, I'll give a 10% privilege on that. I won't have that issue until the 6th. No, what's today? The 18th, 23rd. Court calls case People versus Kevin Serta.
It's
an arraignment. Yes, it is. Hello. What's your name? All right. So Serta, this is you're here before the court on a citation that alleges that on or about August 9th, 2024 at the location of 5229 West Michigan Avenue, Lot 208, near Carpenter Road in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, that you did disobey police officers' order where they had to, as they put it, put hands on you. That's commonly known as interference with police. Do you understand the nature of that charge, sir?
I don't think so. No.
Pardon? Well, you don't understand the nature of the charge? All right. It typically would mean in a soft citation that the police were engaged in some police types of activities, that they gave you an order and that you refused to obey that order. You understand the charge now? Okay, that's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days, $500 fine plus court costs. You understand that, sir? Okay. Do you wish to be represented by an attorney on this? Okay. It's a public defender case.
On behalf of Mr. Serta, we would waive any further readings and mute, ask for a PR bond as well as a jury.
And in every way, form, or reading, standing mute, the court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial in this matter will be adjourned to October 2nd, 2024 at 9 a.m. Defendant's bond in this matter will be set in the amount of a $5,000 personal recognizance bond all of the standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior or possession of weapons. You understand that, sir? Okay. There's also to be no possession of any alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drug. You understand that? Okay. Thank you. That's it.
Yeah. But till 12.
Till 12?
No problem.
They didn't give the intern any more cases that nobody's here?
Maybe not.
Okay, never mind. My bad. Are you leaving, Miss Lundy?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll be back.
Quit threatening me. Okay, no. Thank you. Well, have a great day. Court stands in recess. People versus Christopher Jordan. I get it.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
And good afternoon, Judge Andrew Sullivan, P84261, here on behalf of Christopher Jordan. Mr. Jordan is also joining by Zoom. Mr. Jordan, if you can hear us, can you unmute? And there you go. Yep. Can you state your name, Mr. Jordan?
Yeah, it's Christopher Jordan.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. How you doing, Simpson? Your Honor.
What are we doing?
Judge, a couple things. I'm wanting to be heard on bond today. We also I'm requesting an opportunity to file motions on this case. I just recently substituted in on the case. I need to get complete discovery from the prosecution, but would just preview for the court that this is a case alleging that Mr. Jordan was in possession of drug paraphernalia. And as the court may or may not be aware, there is a statute which provides that an individual can, and oftentimes the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services distributes needles to individuals, and that those are not to be considered paraphernalia. That's part of a sort of treatment modality that the state has adopted, distributing clean needles. And so Mr. Jordan possesses them as part of that distribution network. So I want to be able to file a motion regarding that statute and a request for a dismissal. In the meantime, I'm asking to just be heard on bond.
You may want to reconsider that motion after you look at the discovery.
Okay, very good.
Okay. So I can adjourn it out so you can get the discovery and then decide whether or not you need to file the motion. We'll give you time to do that. As to his bond, counsel, are you aware of the violation report?
I am, Judge, yes. And I think that Your Honor may remember we were present, I think it was on the 21st of August. Mr. Jordan was not present on that day. Your Honor gave us until Friday to get him into court. I made contact with him just later that day on the 21st. We tried to get him to community corrections, and he did go to community corrections per Your Honor's orders on the 23rd, relatively immediately after the 21st. Community corrections was not willing to see him because they said that the referral for his services had expired and that he needed a new order from the court. But Mr. Jordan did make an attempt on the 23rd to go to community corrections. And then I also just want to apprise Your Honor of the treatment that Mr. Jordan is in. He's in treatment with an organization called Therapeutics. He receives methadone there. He receives counseling, both and group counseling. He gets drug tested there at random every week. And he's been in complete compliance with that program. And so the request on bond is that Mr. Jordan be allowed to continue his treatment with Therapeutics, and that should, I think, satisfy any concerns about his reappearance in court, any concerns of safety to the community, and so the bond be modified just that he doesn't need to attend community corrections, but maintain treatment with Therapeutics LLC.
Do is I'll adjourn the matter to October 2nd, 2024 at 9 a.m. or as your invite indicates. I'll sign a new order. Defendant needs to report to community corrections for 1 time per week drug testing, as I've indicated. The court will have no objection if it's a satisfactory location for him testing, that he might test elsewhere or someplace closer to maybe where he is or within the confines of his therapy, maybe. But that has to be acceptable to community corrections in their testing. And I'm signing that order, so he has 24 hours for it. And we'll see everybody on the 2nd.
That was October 2nd, Judge?
I'll email you the discovery, sir.
Very good. I'll put my email address in the chat if that's helpful.
Counsel, you had a question?
My question was regarding the date. It was October 2nd?
October 2nd. I said everything at 9, but you'll get an invite with the actual time block you're in.
Very good.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
you, Mr. Jordan. Court calls case People versus Damon Deason.
Under Natalie Kate, with on behalf of Mr. Deason, who should be present via Zoom.
You got him?
I don't have him unless he called in. It's one person called in, but
Do you have 877 as the end phone number?
I don't know off the top of my head, Your Honor, but I did speak with him prior to today and there was a resolution in his case. I did expect him to be present. That could be him, but I honestly don't know. Doesn't match what we have.
Doesn't match what we have. Damon Deason. We set it aside. We adjourned to today's date. Now he's not here.
I'm not having any further explanation. Your failure for his failure to appear. For the record, I request here.
Well, he has a previous warrant in this case, so what I'll do is bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear on 5,000. I'll give a 10% privilege on that. I'll give you till Monday to get him in or try to figure out where he is, the 23rd. Court calls case People versus Bianca Everett.
Senator Silver, on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good afternoon, Your Honor, Alexis Zerk with on behalf of Ms. Everett. Can you state your name for the record? Bianca Everett.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Ms. Everett has indicated that she has a valid license, so she will be admitting responsibility to double parking.
She says she does?
Yes.
Did you believe her?
I did, she showed me.
She showed you a copy of her license?
Yes.
How do you know it's not fake?
Because it's the temporary piece of paper that you get when you're waiting for the regular copy to come in the mail.
Is that what she said? So you don't, how do you know she didn't make it up?
I guess I can't say that for certain.
See, but then she was gonna say it to me. Fine, hold on, I'll check. Yep, valid.
Excellent. All right, so I knew we had count 2 of double parking.
Double parking, all right.
Responsibility to that. You accept it, Mr. McCarthy.
Did you see Miss Everett? She was like opening up the whole folder. I'll show everybody. All right. Miss Everett, do you admit responsibility for the fact that, date of July 22nd, 2024, Packard Road in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, that you double parked a motor vehicle?
Yes.
All right, court will accept the admission to double parking. Count 2, count 1 is dismissed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. She was nervous up there. She goes, "What is this? Fines and cost of $180. When can you get that paid?"
I can pay that today.
Can you? Oh, fantastic. Pay that today and then you're all set. All right, you take care. Court calls case People versus Abigail Frank O'Sullivan.
Senator Silver, on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Alexis Zerk on behalf of Mr. Frank Sullivan, who's appearing via Zoom. Can you unmute and state your name for the record?
Abigail Franco Sullivan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Franklin Sullivan will be accepting offer from the prosecution to plead as charged under HIDA.
Under HIDA.
That is correct, Your Honor. Given her age, it doesn't require my consent.
Ma'am, can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. State your name again for the record.
Abigail Franco Sullivan.
All right. Ma'am, it is this court's understanding you're going to plead guilty to the charge of retail fraud under the Pittsfield Township Ordinance. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days and or 90 days in jail and or a $500 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. In understanding that, you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
And you understand that by pleading guilty, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right?
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Of your own free will?
Correct.
And because you believe that you're guilty of this offense?
Yes.
July 9th, 2024, at the location of 3749 Carpenter Road, Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan. What did you do at the Target store that makes you think that you're guilty?
I concealed items that were for sale without the intention of paying.
Okay, so you went in the store, you tried to hide items and tried to walk out without paying for them?
Correct.
All right. The store was open to the public at the time?
Yes.
You didn't have anybody's permission to take that property, did you?
No one's.
And I think as you've indicated, the items that you took and concealed and tried to walk out with, these were items that were offered for sale by Target?
Yes.
All right, counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense is satisfied.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to this charge. Defendant is referred to probation for a pre-sentence investigation and report and consideration of HIDA. Sentencing in this matter will be
October 23rd at 9 a.m.
October 23rd, 2024, 9 a.m. All right, ma'am, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to wait there online. We're going to put you into a virtual breakout room with our probation intake so we can get the process started, okay?
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls the case, People versus Carolyn Hoskins.
Henry Sullivan on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
This is from Public Defender Natalie Pay on behalf of Ms. Hoskins, who I do not believe is present unless she is on Zoom.
I don't have her.
Your Honor, I was unsuccessful in getting into contact with her. Her phone number that we had on file for her appears to be disconnected. I did send her an email, but did not hear back. I do not have an explanation for her failure to appear. For the record, I'd ask for an
And she doesn't have a previous warrant, and you have, I'll adjourn it out. I'll adjourn the matter. Defendant having failed to appear, I'll adjourn it to October 2nd, 2024, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Calls case People versus Keith Jenkins.
Mr. Jenkins, he should be present via Zoom.
You see him labeled Keith Jenkins.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Jenkins, do you have a camera?
Yes.
All right, if you can turn it on for me, fantastic, thank you. State your name.
Keith Jenkins.
Thank you. All right, what are we doing?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Jenkins wishes to set this matter for final settlement.
All right, jury final settlement conference, October 18th, 2024 at 9 a.m. Jury selection, October 21st, 2024 at 8:30. Both of those proceedings are in person. Okay. On continued. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Jenkins. You can log off now.
All right, thank you.
Court calls case People versus Stephen John.
With John, to be on Zoom. Mr. John, you know, we have to say your name for record, please.
I'm Stephen John.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, we are asking for an adjournment, as part of the, Mr. John's going to get an assessment, so we're asking for time to get that done, for possible negotiations.
So he's got to get his assessment, and then you're going to be negotiating from that assessment.
Correct.
So I'll adjourn it to October 16th, 2024, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Bond will continue. Thank you,
Your
sir.
Honor. Thank you.
Court calls case of the People versus April Kurth.
Good afternoon, this is the Public Defender Warren Attorney on behalf of Ms. Burke, who's present for state of record. April Kurth. You know, we have come to a resolution. Ms. Kurth is going to plead as charged under a prosecutor's deferred program.
That's correct, Your Honor. She is approved for sentence.
May I have her sworn? Ms. Kurth, it's this court's understanding that you're going to plead guilty to the charge of retail fraud under the Pittsfield Township ordinance. Is that correct? That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs. You understand that? Understanding all of that, you still wish to plead guilty? And to that charge, how do you plead? And you understand that by pleading guilty, you will not have a trial of any kind. All right, you signed an advice of rights form today. Is there any questions you have regarding that form? Please look at paragraph 5. You'll see a copy on the podium. Those are your rights which are part of the trial. You understand that by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form. You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right. Are you on probation or parole? Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead? Anybody threaten you or coerce you? You're doing this voluntarily of your own free will. And because you believe that you're guilty of this offense? June 12, 2024, at the location of 7000 East Michigan Avenue, Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan. What did you do at the Walmart that makes you think that you're guilty?
I'm trying to steal clothes for my son.
Okay. So you got clothing and tried to walk out without paying for them?
Yes.
All right. Store was open to the public at the time. You didn't have anybody's permission to do that, did you? And the property you took, the clothing, that was property that was offered for sale by Walmart? Okay. Counsel, have I complied with the court call?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to this charge. Defendant is referred to probation for pre-sentence investigation and report. Sentencing in this matter will be October
23rd.
October 23rd, 2024, 9 a.m. as your invite indicates, bond with its conditions will continue. Okay, thank you. Stop at the probation department. As you go down the hallway on your way out, they'll be on your left-hand side. All right, okay, all right, thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Ernest Lemons.
Township.
Alexa Zerks on behalf of Mr. Lemons, who should be appearing via Zoom.
Yes, I'm here.
State your name.
Ernest Lemons.
Thank you.
We would be seeking an adjournment. Mr. Lemons, he has a few more tickets to pay off and try to obtain a valid license.
A few more. Okay. How much more time does he need?
Just like 2 weeks.
You think that'll do it for you?
Yes.
Okay. I'll adjourn it out to October 16th.
Okay.
2024, 9 a.m. Where's your invite indicates. All right, sir?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so the People versus Eddie Martinez.
Township.
Alexa Zerks on behalf of Ms. Martinez, who should be present via Zoom.
Hi, I'm Ms. Del Martinez.
Thank you. All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor, we're seeking an adjournment to do an immigration referral.
October 16th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued. All right, thank you, Ms. Martinez.
Thank you. I can leave, right?
You're all set.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you for asking. All right.
Bye. Thank you.
Court calls the case, People versus Donald Pittman.
Connor DeSilva on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate with on behalf of Mr. Pittman, who should be present via Zoom.
Donald Pittman. I don't have Donald Pittman. It does.
Yes.
Okay, the individual who called in, last three digits, 877, that's probably you, Mr. Pittman. Hello, what's your name?
This is Donald Pittman. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Couldn't,
It's okay. We've got
couldn't
you.
figure out how to unmute it.
Okay, all right. All right, what are we doing?
Thank you, Your Honor. So Mr. Pittman is working to try to get his license. Stated to me that he has a couple things that he needs to pay off, you know, what is holding up his license. He also states to me that he receives disability, so he is asking for an adjournment, possibly a month or so, to give him some time to pay some of those things off.
When do you get your disability check each month?
On the 3rd.
On the 3rd? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's do this. I had November 7th. All right, let's try to get you through 2 checks, see how far you can get. So I was going to adjourn it to November 7th, okay?
Oh, thank you, sir.
Not a problem. All right, just get it taken care of. All right,
Yes, sir.
we'll see where we are.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Court does call the case, People versus Lindsay, is it Polani?
On behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Ms. Lonnie. Lonnie, can you state your name for the record, please?
Lindsay Poloni.
Poloni. All right, sorry about that. All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor, we have come to the resolution. Ms. Lonnie will likely.
Poloni.
Poloni, excuse me. It's kind of close to my name. Very.
No, it's really not. It's really not Miss Perry, but okay.
Like to plead guilty as charged today.
Just plead as charged.
And she is approved for
Prosecuted for, okay.
She just wants to be straight up, Your Honor.
She doesn't want the deferred. Okay. Why?
Can we approach?
Yes. Okay. All right, record to reflect, we had a bench conference in this case. All right. Ms. Maloney,
Yes,
can I ask you a question?
yes.
Have you really thought about whether or not you want to take advantage of the prosecutor's deferred?
Maybe
Okay,
not.
let me ask you this, and I don't want to get into any conversations you had with your attorney, but I'm looking here at your age. Why would you want to have a record?
I just
Do you
wasn't.
understand what that, do you understand what that can do for you in the
might-
future?
I might not fully understand what that could do.
Okay, okay, that's my worry. I want to make sure that, I mean, you can make what decisions you want to make, but I'm looking at somebody as young as you, and I'm a little bit worried when you don't want to take advantage of something that, well, or that you want to do something that may hurt you into the future. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you, I'm not gonna take a plea or anything today. I'm gonna adjourn this out a couple weeks. I'm gonna let you talk in more detail with your attorney
Okay.
so that you can understand it and do whatever, to whatever extent it may matter. On once or twice a month, I hear cases where people got convicted of retail fraud, didn't have any type of deferred sentence. And they're now before me some years later wanting to get that expunged and then explaining to me the difficulties in their life in terms of employment, just all of those things. And then even, and I don't know if you have kids or not, but even just trying to explain to their kids why we can't do certain things. I need you just to think about it real close as to whether or not you want to do it, okay?
Okay.
I mean, you get to make your own call. It's your life, but
Okay.
I'm a little bit worried about, I just think it through, okay?
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
I'm gonna adjourn this to October 2nd, 2024, 9 a.m. And then we'll see what decision you might want to come to at that point.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. You take care.
Thanks.
Continue. Court calls the case of the People versus Aaron Hudge Peterson.
Henry, so, yeah.
It's an agreement.
Okay. Yes.
I have.
Hold on. Take a breath. What's your name?
Aaron.
Aaron. Thank you. All right. What do you want to tell me? Because
So, in this matter.
well, before you say anything, okay, this is set for an arraignment. So I have to arraign you on this. I think I know what you're gonna try to tell me in a minute, but because just given the nature of the charge, but I've got to arraign you on the charge first, okay? Let you know what you're charged with. And apprise you that, anything you say can be used against you. So I also don't want you saying anything that might be against your interest. Got it? Okay, so you are before the court on the charge that alleges that on or about August 30th August 16th, 2024, at the location of Hogback Road near Clark in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, state of Michigan, that you did operate a motor vehicle, it looks like with an improper plate and or registration. You understand the nature of that charge? All right. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days, $500 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that? All right. Now, the first question I have for you is, do you wish to be represented by an attorney in this matter?
Yeah.
Okay. He said, yeah, can I, you want one of those ones over here? All right, fine. This is a public defender case. Oh, no, not that one. No, I'm kidding. Come on.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Alexis Serkis, I was on behalf of Mr. Hutch Peterson. We will waive any further readings and you charges as part of
All right. Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute, court will enter a not guilty plea. I'll do it this way. Bond is going to be set in the amount of $5,000. Personal recognizance, standard conditions, including no assault to behavior, weapons, no possession of any alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drugs. I'm just having a feeling here that this gentleman, when he came up, was trying to explain to me, just given the nature of the charge, that there's some news that he has about the registration. So rather than have him come back, I mean, he might want to come back and see me, but whatever. Rather than have him come back, can we see if a conversation can happen? Because if it can be resolved today, let's just get it done. Anybody have a problem with that?
No problem at all, Your Honor.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, good idea.
Of course, because I said it. All right, so let me do this. I'm gonna pass the case. I'll call you up in the next block, but talk about it. Because he came up, he was loaded for bear. He had a whole lot of paperwork, and I'm like, I said, if he starts reading all that, I'm gonna be in trouble. All right, thank you, sir. All right, that's it for that block. Then I'll stand in recess and we'll come back and shoot on our 1 o'clock block and deal with that then. All right, court's gonna stand in recess.
All right. 14A District Court for County of Washington, State of Michigan, now back in session. The Honorable Judge David Simpson presiding.
You may be seated. Court does call the case of the People versus Aaron Hudge Peterson.
It just stepped up.
Okay. Just a recall.
This is the recall from the last one.
Okay. Hudge Peterson. Okay, we'll wait. I'll pass it. Court calls case People versus Megan Perkins.
Henry Silver on behalf of Stittsville Township.
They're on Zoom.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. William Mays on behalf of Ms. Perkins.
All right, good afternoon. Ms. Perkins, can you state your name, please?
Megan Perkins.
Thank you. All right, what are we doing on this?
Judge, we're just going to ask for one more adjournment if we could, please. She's trying to complete a number of programs, and there's been some family issues that have gone on that she's had to attend to.
All right. October 16th, 2024, 9 a.m., or as your invite indicates.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls case People versus Charlize Riggs.
Henry Silver on behalf of Stittsville Township.
Better more sorry to have Ms. Riggs. Ms. Riggs, please take your name.
Hello.
We're asking for adjournment of the pre-trial, please.
Bye.
There's some additional things that Ms. Riggs would like to look into. She actually believes when she stopped that she's on restricted, so I just need to confirm that she never was able to drive.
Oh, that it was a restriction as opposed to.
And I also had a driver, someone with me. I thought I was on restrictions right from home or going to take my son. And also had a license driver with me. And also license driver.
Okay, all right. At what now?
And so the license driver, the police also told me that I had a license, that I did not have a license driver with me. And so my car and everything, I thought I was on restricted. I had paper Secretary of State saying that.
Okay, hold on. Hold.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know you're nervous and you're just talking at me. Hold on. What was the date of the stop?
In March, I believe.
March 26th.
I see why she would have thought that.
Taking my time.
Oh, hold on. It was in February. What, March what?
March 26th.
Okay. All right, so. Yeah. So. What I'm seeing here is that she had there was a so November 28th of 2023, she got a ticket out of East Point, but no proof of insurance. She didn't comply with the judgment, whatever that means. And then what they did is hold on. They extended from an earlier incident back in December or prior to December 2023. They put her on basically a probationary period. The effect was to suspend her, it looks like, from December 23 to February 1st of 2024. That was from a previous incident, is what I see. Then when she picks up the no proof, an additional sanction goes in, which takes it from January, it was effective January 17th of 2024 to May 16th of 2024. And then her license would reinstate May of 2024. So what she's saying in essence, if she didn't get, I mean, she may not have gotten notice, but she was suspended basically till at least February at some point. But then there was another one that was tacked on that suspended her.
I also did not know where I just had moved back out here and I wasn't receiving mail. So I didn't know I had.
Okay, listen. Hang on, stop. Where'd you move to? Where did you move to? Okay, all right, listen. I'm not doubting that because I was gonna say, I don't know if she received it, but what I'm showing is she had this suspension that actually went until February. That February one looks like she had limited privileges. But then the other one comes in behind it that doesn't have that. It didn't like tack on, and it was like a different suspension. So she lost it. And I have to say, you guys have to resolve it what you're gonna resolve it. But I see what she's thinking she can, but then there's that other one that comes that is actually the one that suspends her at the time.
Right, what she thought was that she was on restricted privileges as.
Right, but it looks like from that no proof of insurance that she didn't pay, they then tacked another from January through to May of this year on, which then covered the period of this ticket.
What is her status right now?
Her status right now is she's suspended with a 625G. I will also indicate, and you can take a look at it, that then, so the one that I was talking about that covers this period went from January 17th to May 16th of 2024. The next, then, what was the chart on this? Then she had a failure to display out of Plymouth. And when she did that, sir, ma'am, just stop. When she did that, her privileges then were suspended from May 8th of 2024 to September 4th of this year. And so like I said, right now, it's showing me that she's suspended with a 625G. So I don't know if that helps you, probably not, but it at least clarifies what she said at the beginning as to why she may have thought something, but then didn't. But then there's a subsequent one that added on after that. So.
Right.
So what I'll do is I'll let you look into this, Miss Parity, October 16th, 2024, 9 a.m. as your invite indicates, but at least that gives you some information as to where. Yes. Well, I put it at 9 a.m. You'll get an invite with the actual time block that you're in. Okay? All right. Okay, you're welcome. Thank you. Court calls the case of the people versus Fabiana Acosta.
Senator Silver, on behalf of this township.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry, on behalf of the defendant. You please state your name. You're not checked in.
Not checked in.
Well, Your Honor,
So no, you can't.
I didn't expect her to be here. I didn't have a conversation with her. I don't have an explanation for her. Very here. We're not gonna ask her.
In a previous bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. I'll give you time to try to bench warrant 5,000. I'll give it 10% privilege. That warrant won't issue until September 23rd, 24. Thank you. Court calls the case People versus Michael Roseberg.
Senator Silver, on behalf of this township.
Alexa, on behalf of Mr. Roseberg, who should be present via Zoom.
Yes, I'm here. This is Michael Roseberg.
Got him. Samsung.
Your Honor, we'd be asking for an adjournment. Mr. Roseberg just recently was obtaining a new job so that he could make some income to pay off some tickets and obtain a valid license.
Okay, so he's trying to pay off. So
Yes, sir.
let's see, when did this case start? How much more time you think it's gonna take you to try to get it done?
Probably like 2 months, please.
Well, I don't know if I can get you quite there, but
Whatever you can give me, I appreciate it, Your Honor.
November 7th,
Thank you, sir.
2024, 9 a.m. All right, not a problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Court calls the court case of the People versus, is it Corona Thalia Silva?
Your Honor.
Township.
Under Natalie Payton, on behalf of the Silva, who appears to be in suit, can you please state your name?
Talia Violeta Silva Corona.
Whoa, yeah, okay. That was it. Okay, what are we doing on this?
Your Honor, there is a resolution in this matter to which the Silva will be admitting responsibility to double parking and in exchange count one be dismissed.
That's correct, Your Honor. So I move that count two of the parking, you accept the addition to that and move to dismiss the parking.
Are they here?
They are not.
Okay. And ma'am, do you admit responsibility to the fact that on April 3rd, 2024, Carpenter Road, Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, that you double parked a motor vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Court will accept that admission to count two. Count one's dismissed. Fines and cost of $180. When can you get that paid?
Today.
Oh, great. Thank you. Pay
No
that
problem.
today. All right. You'll be all set. All
All
right.
right. Thank
Take
you
care.
so much. You too.
Yep.
Thank you, ma'am. We can log off now. Thank you.
Court does call the case of the people versus Julian Herrera Castillo.
Cameron, so on behalf of the township.
Good afternoon, I'm Control. Judge, I have a little bit of a sob story to tell you. I hope you're. Well, it's a short story.
Okay, go for it.
Mr. Castillo at my office, the person who I was with, I told him, you just retained me, I was gonna ask for an adjournment. Somehow the translation got that. We got an adjournment, and I've tried all morning to get a hold of this guy, I just can't do it, and I'm wondering if would you be gracious enough to give me an adjournment until that's possible? Someday around.
So hold on, let me get this right. You're in your office.
Yes,
You have somebody that speaks Spanish in your office?
yes.
And so somehow, go ahead. No.
Somehow, yeah, I requested it, I was gonna ask for a request for adjournment, so we could go over that. It was really slow going with the police report, so we were gonna need more time. So somehow it got translated that I got the adjournment, he's not here. That's the bottom line. And you being the considerate, understanding judge, I was hoping you would grant the adjournment of tonight. And I would have him here. I couldn't get on Zoom. Your passcode kept saying it was incorrect.
Mr. Kilwatt, I almost want to take a vote. Who believes that?
Anybody that's.
Oh, you got a fan back there. She was like, she says, yeah, I believe that. I see how that can happen. I don't know how she knows that, but.
You didn't change your password, but your password wouldn't work, so I don't know what's going on. Just having a rough day, Joe. About 6 o'clock when I get there. So it's gonna be a good day.
Okay, all right, Mr. Kilwall. You know, I've known you for a long time, and I'll just say, I believe you. I don't think you'd come in here because you could have made a simpler story. That one.
That went everywhere.
Yeah, it did. So, okay. So, how much time do you need, Mr. Killerwall, to get the translation right?
The way we were going the first meeting, I'd like to ask for a couple of years, but that meeting, it was like pulling teeth. But
What about October 16th?
that would be great, Judge.
October 16th, 2024, 9 a.m. as your invite indicates.
Thank
Thank you, Mr. Killerwall. Only because you got your way.
Judge, for the record, Judge, I filed my appearance in the state of Michigan. I didn't realize it was a Pittsfield Township case, so I'd like to just state that for the record.
Okay, very good. We got it. Court calls the case People versus Bosie Smith.
Cameron, so on behalf of
He's
the
back.
township.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender for Attorney on behalf of Mr. Smith. Please state your name for the record.
No, take your hands out of your. Okay, you're good. All right, what are we doing?
Mr. Smith still wants to work on getting his license, right? So we'd be asking for adjournment.
How much more do you have to do? Do you know?
Okay. He doesn't know, so we need to look into that, so, I'd ask for a couple weeks.
Let me do this. I'll adjourn this to October 16th, 2024, 9 AM. All right. So you can figure out what you need to do. Thank you, sir. Court calls case Purple versus Nicholas Charwados.
Counter Missile on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Dan Lee, on behalf of Mr. Tordos. Sir, can you please state your name for the record?
It's Nicholas Tordos. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're respectfully requesting an adjournment, possibly 3 to 4 weeks if the court would allow. Mr. Torres has another case pending at 14B, and he is just wanting to see what happens in the next court date before resolving this case.
October 16th, 2024.
Thank you, Your Honor.
9 AM, or as your invite indicates. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good day.
Aaron Hudge Peterson. Recall.
Counter Missile on behalf of the township.
I'd like to serve on behalf of Mr. Hutch Peterson. State your name for the record, please, sir.
Thank you.
We worked it out, Your Honor. He
Okay.
does have places laid out, as the court assumed. So I'm gonna move that double parking, he's gonna admit responsibility for that. You accept it, we'll dismiss the original misdemeanor.
Is that what he wants to do, Count?
Yes, Your Honor.
And sir, do you admit responsibility to the fact that on August 16, 2024, at the location of Hogback Road, Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, that you double parked a motor vehicle? Court will accept that admission to count 2, count 1's dismissed. Fines and cost of $180. When can you pay that? Thank you. It all worked out, right? Hey, not a problem, not a problem. I knew he was ready to do whatever and everything. So thanks for taking care of business like you did. Thank you, sir. Court calls case People versus Natasha Wingard.
Counter Missile on behalf of the township.
Good afternoon. Wingard, who should be on Zoom, Your Honor.
I don't have her. Wingard. No, not here.
Well, I don't have an explanation for her, but I was here today, and I had some furniture.
And I issued a warrant previously, so I'll issue this one. 5,000, 10%. Being previous warrant, that warrant will issue immediately. All right, thank you. Court does call the case, People versus Shane Young.
Counter Missile on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good afternoon, this is Alexander Marker, and I have Mr. Young.
Oh, hold on. Hello? Hello, what's your name? Hello? I can hear you. What's your name? Hello? Okay, Mr. Young, you are breaking up badly. I'm going to adjourn your case out a couple weeks so you can have a better connection, okay? I got him. I don't know if he dropped. He He muted, he was on camera and then. Oh, it was what? Well, yeah, just send him a message and you can let him know. I'll just adjourn it out to the second. Oh, there he is. Hold on. Mr. Young? Yes. You're sending him a message.
Yes,
Okay.
except for the second.
Yes. So I'll adjourn him out to October 2nd, 2024. 9 a.m. Those case people versus Rashad Shafi.
All right, so on behalf of this township,
Rashad Shafi. Not here. What I will do with these arraignments, because I'll just adjourn it out a couple of weeks. Defendant failed to appear. We'll turn it out to October 2nd, send a new notice, 2024. 9 a.m.
Mr. Shabby and I have a 30-year long relationship, so we know each other well.
I don't know if I'm happy to hear that. Court calls the case people versus Alicia Tate. It kind of had to be you. I'm out of files. So. What's your name? All right. Ma'am, you are before the court on a citation that alleges that on or about August 14, 2024, at the location of 3007 Woodland Hills Drive near Packard and Pittsfield Township, that you did commit the offense of interference with police. You understand the nature of that charge, ma'am? You don't understand. I'm not asking whether or not you did it or not. I'm asking, do you understand what you're charged with? Yes, okay. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days, $500 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that? I need you to verbalize that. Yes, okay. And first question I have for you is, do you want to be represented by an attorney? Yes, all right, this is a public defender case.
First, on behalf of Ms. Tate, we will waive any further readings and the charges. Ask for a PR bond and to adjourn after pre-trial.
Defendant every way formal reading, standing mute. Court will enter a not guilty plea. Pre-trial in this matter will be adjourned to October 2nd, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond will be set as a $5,000 personal recognizance bond. All order standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior or possession of any weapons. There's also to be no possession of any alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drugs. You understand all of that, ma'am? All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Who's that with you? Huh? That's your mom? Your mom was up there believing everything everybody said. I don't know. Is she always that way? Yeah? Okay. All right. What'd you say? Oh, okay. All right. Nice save, Mom. All right. Thank you. All right, you too. All right, that's it for us?
Yeah.
For the whole day? Serious?
Nope.
14 days stands adjourned.